Hey guys, and welcome to our NBA Play of the Day. If you want our daily free pick as well as all of our top confidence plays across all major American sports, and right now in season we have the NBA, college basketball, NHL with MLB right around the corner. Hey, you can head on over to our main website, stumpthespread.com, which I will link down in the video description. And if you click that link, you can go over and access our daily free pick as well as all of our top confidence bets. If you want more of this pick video content in the future, you can click that subscribe button. Also head on over to our channel to get our daily college basketball pick video as well. Also, MLB just around the corner, so we're going to be releasing daily pick videos for those as well, so you can have that to look out for here in the coming week. For our NBA play of the day, I want to talk about a matchup over the Eastern Conference between the Brooklyn Nets and the Detroit Pistons, a rematch of a game that we actually saw fairly recently, but on the year, the Brooklyn Nets having a lot of struggles, especially on the road. This group standing 16-58 overall, and just 6-30 on the road, meaning they've won just 6 of 36 road games so far this season. In their last outing, the Brooklyn Nets came up just short in a competitive battle against the Philadelphia 76ers, who are another one of the lower-tier teams in the Eastern Conference, falling in that one by a final of 101-106. But surprisingly, before that, the Nets were able to win on the road against the Atlanta Hawks, who are a playoff Eastern Conference team right now, and that really is a result that vastly separates the Nets from the results we've been typically seeing from them this year. The Nets, prior to that win on the road against the Hawks, were throttled by the Washington Wizards, losing that one by a final of 108-129, more reminiscent of the results we've been seeing out of the Nets this year. But in their matchup against the Pistons a little over a week ago, the Nets actually were able to come through right at the end in a very competitive matchup. They went on to beat the Pistons by a final of 98-96. Detroit has not had the greatest success on the road this year, and that was really the defeat that kind of put the Pistons in a situation where they were like, you know, we're probably not going to make the playoffs at this point, losing to the worst team in the NBA and fading further and further away from that Eastern Conference 8th seed. And we've seen that from the Pistons with their results ever since that loss at the Nets. The Pistons have gone on to lose their last 4 games in a row, but the positive sign for the Pistons came in their last outing against the Heat. Even though the Pistons should have won that game, some unfortunate things went wrong at the end of the game where they went on to lose by 1 point. But the fact of the matter is the Pistons are still trying. The players are still saying all the right things as well as the coaches. This is certainly a team that hasn't entirely given up on the year, even though some of their results over the past couple weeks might say otherwise. The Pistons aren't going to be making the playoffs right now, standing just 34-41 overall. This group has been better on their home court this year than on the road, standing 23-15 at home. And the Pistons are probably going to be wanting to get some revenge in this one for that loss against the Nets on the road not all that long ago. The Pistons, what I really liked about their last outing, even though they lost to the Heat, they covered the spread in that one as an underdog, and they should have won it straight up, but also they put in a lot of effort on the defensive side of the ball, and that's a sign that a team has not given up on their season. If the Pistons had completely thrown in the towel, they would have looked a lot worse and given less effort on that side of the ball. It's just their open shots weren't falling necessarily against that tough Miami Heat defense. Brooklyn does not bring the same kind of defense that Miami can bring to the table, as the Brooklyn Nets rank dead last in the NBA in points allowed, ranking 30th in the NBA in total defense, giving up over 113 points per game on average. So certainly an opponent that the Pistons should be able to take advantage of. Right now the Pistons are playing without Reggie Jackson, and some people might view that as a negative, but I actually think the Pistons are more energized and can do more without Jackson on the floor. In terms of his plus-minus, when Jackson was on the floor, ever since he returned from his injury earlier this year, it's just been an awful situation. He's been playing at what looks like to be about 80% compared to the Reggie Jackson we saw last year, and I really don't blame Detroit at all for sitting Jackson for the rest of the regular season and giving him some more time to heal, even though he could play if he wanted to. This is purely a coaching decision, but even with Jackson being sidelined, he's still been a supporter on the sidelines and getting into it and really supporting his teammates, and that's a really great thing to see from a player that's certainly frustrated and disappointed with the results that he's been putting up. But even without Jackson, other guys can certainly step up, you know, guys like Tobias Harris, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Andre Drummond, Marcus Morris, among others. So there's certainly other offensive options to go to without Jackson on the court. And really, a lot of those guys have been putting in a lot more effort on the defensive side of the ball this year than Reggie Jackson. Jackson, one of the worst defenders on the team. And when you're not putting in the work on the defensive end and then taking a bunch of shots on the offensive end, that can have a demoralizing scenario for the team as a whole. So now the Pistons are getting back to more how they were playing before Jackson was inserted back into the lineup. When they were more about a 500 team, they've actually been worse with Jackson on the team this year than when he's been sitting out, especially earlier in the campaign. But if the Pistons continue to give the same kind of effort that we saw to them in their last outing at home against the Heat, coming in here against a very manageable opponent, we do think that the Pistons have a great shot to pick up a revenge win here against the Brooklyn Nets. So for this one, we are going to go ahead and side with the Detroit Pistons, giving the 6 points as the better bet against the spread in this matchup. Again, guys, if you want to get our daily free play over at our main website, stumpthespread.com, I'll link that down in the video description. Our free play today is going to be between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Chicago Bulls. So if you're interested in checking that out, I highly recommend that. And also, to get more of this pick video content in the future, you can click that subscribe button. Also, head on over to our channel to get our daily college basketball pick video as well. So thanks, guys, for stopping on in today, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.